everybody, welcome to Tangle Break. Today we're going to do this tile using the tangles Huggins, Verdigogh, Tipple, and Shattuck. We're going to be using the 8 basic steps of the Zentangle method. Step number 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I'm thankful for the time that we're able to take a break from our day to relax and draw. And the supplies that we're going to use are a Micron 01 black pen, a Zentangle pencil, a Tortillon, and a 3.5-inch white tile. So let's get started. Grab your tile and your black Micron 01 pen, and we're going to go ahead and start with Huggins. So we're going to put in some orbs. I'm making a row of 4, and then I'm going to make another row of 4, and then let's make one more row of 4. Okay, next we're going to connect our orbs. So I'm going to go to the first row here and connect across the top. And then I'm going to go to the one beside it and connect on the bottom. And then the ones beside it connect on the top. I'm going to alternate. Same thing here. Now on the bottom, then the top, and then the bottom. Same thing on this one. I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do the top, and then the bottom, and then the top. Okay, next turn your tile, and we're going to do the same thing on this angle. Do the top, and I'm going to go down and do the bottom, and then the top, and then connect at the bottom. And then the next column, I'm going to start with the bottom, and then connect the top, then connect the bottom, and then connect the top. And there you go. This is Huggins. So let's go ahead and aura the inside of the curved lines coming in. Everywhere it comes in, just putting a little aura. And then turn your tile and do the same thing in this direction. Everywhere it comes in, I'm just going to put in an aura. Now we're going to go on the outside and go around on the outside to finish it off. Let's turn your tile and we're going to go around the outside and finish it off, and we're going to do it all the way around to give it the final aura. And this one also, and then turn your tile and it's just one more. So now this part is finished. Okay, on this one I have more room on the top part, so I'm going to put in verdigogh, the tangle verdigogh. So I just make a stem, and then I'm going to make little spikes coming out, little pine needle like leaves on both sides. And then I'm going to draw under, adding another layer, going out, straight, almost straight out and down from my original stem. I'm going to do this on both sides, and then the relaxing part of verdigogh is that you just keep adding these needle-like leaves with all the different layers over and over until you get the fullness that you're looking for. And so now I'm going to go ahead and go around and do another layer, just coming out where it looks like it needs a little leaf. Now I'm just putting a little marks along the stem, just little hashes, and then making some more leaves. And now let's go ahead and make another long stem, and then have the layers of the needle pine leaves coming on out. The little pine needle leaves, that's what I refer to them. They're skinny and they just go out in different directions. Okay, and let's put one going right up the middle, right up the center here, to fill in the whole section. And I think it's mesmerizing and relaxing to draw behind. And now I'm going to put in some little berries, these little perfs. I'm leaving the centers white and just going around several times to make it dark so that you can see them. So we have some little berries on our branches. Now I'm going to go back to the original orbs that we started the whole tangle with and put in these little marks that make it look like the head of a screw, and they just sort of flare out at the ends and come in at the centers, and it just gives it a little bit of the head of a screw look. And I'm putting them in different directions so they're not all matching. And there you go. Okay, next we're going to go in and just put in shattuck, a tangle inside of Huggins. So just pick one of your spots, and then you're going to do a triangular shape going up and down, zigzag. And I'm alternating. I'm going to do all of the Huggins that are going in that direction. Now I'm going to turn my tile and aura one direction and making my little lines. Same one, this one. And then I'm going to turn my tile and do a different direction with my little aura lines, and then picture where it would be up here going straight around, and that's shattuck. And I think it gives a really pretty weaving look. So we're going to do that on the other two also. So I just start by auraing, and then I'm going to go over here and aura the same direction, Then I'm going to turn my tile and aura, and then I'll go up to the top and just picture where it would go up. And I love the weaving effect that shattuck has. And then I have one more to do. So I'm going to keep turning my tile to make it work. Let's see which way I want to go. Let's see. Yep, we'll do it this way. Oh. Alright, this will work this way, because I want it in the same direction as the other two. You don't have to do that, but I'd like to do that. Aura, and then the other direction, and shattuck is finished, and it has such a pretty weaving effect. Okay, for the last three, we're going to do tipple, which is just putting in orbs, and I'm going to put in all sizes that will fit. And then where there's extra space, I'll just ink it in like that in the corners. And this is a nice contrast from shattuck, so it'll make your different huggins pieces stand out and have a little bit of their own character. And then we'll go ahead and finish this one and move on to the other two. Okay, so now it's time for step 6. We're going to shade, so grab your pencil, and we're going to go in here around the huggins so that you can see that it looks like it's going underneath the ones beside it. And along the outside border. And then along shattuck, I'm doing it on the outside of the longest line. and then around the orbs that we made into the little screw heads, and on the outside of Huggins to make it pop off the paper, give it a little definition. And then around the tipple, and I'm putting the little C shapes or the little smiles, the sideways smiles on here. If you turn it, it'll look like real smiles. These little C shapes. Then on the verdigogh, I'm going to do the right hand side of the stem pretty dark, so that'll stand out. So now grab your tortillon, and we're going to smooth in all these pencil marks. Just smoothing them out. Okay, now it's time for step 7, initial and sign. So grab your pen and decide where you want to put your initials or your chop. And then turn it over on the back. And this is Tangle Break. And the tangles that we did today were Huggins, verdigogh, tipple, and shattuck. And now it's time for step 8, appreciate again. And you can look at it in any direction. And I hope you enjoyed our break today. And I will see you next time on Tangle Break. Bye for now.